Probably the most important aspect of the visual system in sports performance is the concept of prediction. In fact, in general, prediction is the core purpose of our visual system. Vision, along with other information from other senses, provides important information to our brains to allow us to predict what is coming next. We're very good at knowing what is happening in the past, what's happening in the present, but the ability to predict the future has been something that we as humans are not quite mastered. Vision comes closest to that by allowing us to predict and, based on what we see now, decide what will happen moments from now. It's not perfect, but it's the best we have. Imagine being on the sports field and being able to know where and when a moving ball will arrive, or being able to jump at exactly the right time to make the perfect header for a goal. All of these require perfect vision in the general sense and the ability to use that vision to make a perfect prediction. Just as vision allows a prediction, less than ideal vision certainly can interfere with the ability to optimally predict the future. Just try playing a sport with your eyes closed and trying to hit or connecting on a moving ball. Not very likely to succeed. Basically, we use vision to interact with our surroundings, and the most important interaction in terms of sports performance is the ability to use what we see in the present to predict the future. Let's take a look now at a few examples in a few sports to illustrate the importance of prediction. A golfer must study the green and the potential path of the putt in order to sink it successfully. A footballer or soccer player and a hockey player must predict the paths of the teammates as well as the opposing players as they move the puck or the ball forward, predicting an opening and making a shot on goal. All the while also predicting the actions of the goalie and the defenders. A baseball batter must predict the path of the thrown pitch based on the seams and the finger position of the ball at release, the spin of the ball after the release, and the initial flight of the ball in order to know where and when it will cross the plate, allowing for maximal contact and success. All of these illustrate the role of vision and prediction in sports success. To better show this, let's look at two videos of elite athletes demonstrating prediction in their sports. The first video shows Evan Longoria when he was with the Tampa Bay Rays, making an amazing barehanded grab that saved this reporter from a long series of plastic surgeries.
Guys, keep it on the field.
It's amazing how he uses his peripheral vision to identify the target, predict its path, and make a perfectly timed and placed grab of the ball to prevent it from hitting the reporter. Now, to be honest, this is actually a doctored video and never actually happened. Although that's the case, it still doesn't change the fact that this is the sort of vision and the sort of visual motor ability that we look for in an elite athlete in order to ensure optimal performance in the sport. The second video is even more amazing, and it actually happened, and it's completely true. In this video, which aired in the United Kingdom several years ago and has become an internet sensation, the great football or soccer star Ronaldo makes several successful goals despite having very little information about the ball's movement towards him. In this first section, the lights are shut off as Ronaldo makes contact with the ball to score in total darkness. The lights are turned off immediately after the ball is kicked, and a green infrared video of the action is shown. If this wasn't amazing enough, the next section shows what Ronaldo can do when the lights are turned off even before the ball is kicked to him. Here again, they show the motion using the infrared camera with Ronaldo playing in total darkness. Ronaldo scores again and apparently is able to predict the ball's path simply based on the movement of the player's body and the feet just prior to contact with the ball and the pass to him. Simply amazing how he's able to make such an accurate prediction based on so little visual information and still make perfect contact with the ball and score a goal. We can gain some insight as to how this works by looking at a scientific article that was published recently. You can find the actual article, by using the citation and the link in the notes below. In this article, the researchers showed the subjects several targets for very short times, 17 thousandths of a second. Then they showed a mask, which is basically covering up the initially shown target, making it no longer visible. After a delay of a little less than a second, they then showed what they called the probe, basically another target, like the first one, that was shown for a short 20th of a second. But now the fun part begins. The researchers then asked the subjects two questions. The first question, did you initially see the shown target and was it visible? And the second question, did the lines of the probe match the lines of the initially shown target? The amazing thing was that despite many of the subjects not seeing the initial target, they were still able to correctly state when the probe matched the target, all beyond what would be statistically expected if there was just random guessing going on for the correct answer. How did they do this? How did they do this if they never saw the target? Well, this brings up another important concept in sports vision, an ability that helps make correct predictions. That is the idea of conscious versus unconscious vision. It's pretty clear that an athlete doesn't have the luxury of time to try and think about what they see and how to identify what they see. Instead, the athlete must have sufficient vision to immediately appreciate and correctly process what they see in order to make a correct decision regarding what to do and still act quickly enough with a perfectly guided motor action to intercept the target based on that prediction. How an athlete can achieve this level of vision and how it pertains to decision-making and motor actions will be the topics of our next several sessions together. Stay tuned.